Hey there everybody, welcome back to Shiny Side Up. Today we're going to do updates on this guy. Hey friends, Shiny Side Up here. I know you're usually looking for motorcycle content, but as I promised, I'm bringing you some Miata content because the project car my son and I started on is nearing completion. At this point, it's minor paint cosmetics. Everything has been gone through completely. Hopefully this mic is bringing you better audio. I've tested a few times. We'll hope it just doesn't go out on me or something like that. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get into the car, shall we? All right, there she is in all her glory. This is our 2001 NB2 Mazda Miata 5-speed. Not any top of the line or anything like that, but she's there. She's done. She's running just fantastically. So here she is. You've seen some of these videos. I drove over here to South Main Divide at the top of, well, off of the top of Ortega for some beautiful views and some silence so I can record and so I can chat at y'all without looking weird to a whole bunch of general public. I guess I'm shy, but I'm not shy. Maybe I am. I don't know. This view is just way better than anywhere else. So anyway, let's go through everything that's been done to it since we bought the car. We got audio. I'm hoping that this thing recharges because I just did a whole drive from one spot to another because I got photobombed by some guys on bikes and stuff like that, which is fine. I'd love to sit there and talk bikes, but I really want to give y'all some updates on the Miata overall. So picking up where I left off, hope this thing doesn't die. Is it got the, yep, I have the little green light. There we go. So anyway, let's get back to the car, shall we? There's the car in all of its glory. Hooray! Anyway, this is our 2001 NB2 Mazda Miata, and I am going to go through all the different things that we have had done or done to this car. So starting from the first, I can't remember if I covered it in the other video, we did the interior detail, and yep, that's the interior. I always get turned around with these dang things. So, shots of the interior, been detailed, new seat covers. They're not perfect. This one obviously has had me in it and I need to straighten it out a little bit, so it got a little frumpy there, but overall doing good. We did a fresh new soft top on this bad boy. Down right now because the day's just too nice. We did clay bar and exterior wax, and this is all the stuff that we did the first round. Also, we've done new tires, brakes, rotors, ball joints, bushings, control arms, and suspension. All OEM spec because that is the goal. We wanted to get this back to its original glory, not be modded out Miata. I wanted it to look like unmolested. That was my goal. Nothing against any of the modded Miatas. They are super awesome. They're super badass. But that's just what me and little man wanted for this guy. So anyway, back in the car. You don't want to. So let's make sure my mic is still giving it the green light, which means it is still working. So if you remember in the previous videos, the original hood did not have paint on it really. So I managed to source out a replacement hood that was already paint matched. It's not perfect. There's a couple blemishes on it, but overall it is a night and day, 1000% improvement over the other one. Also, the biggest improvement is, I don't know if you remember, but you see the story here, this one, the passenger one, used to have a big ugly dent right over here. Well, that's gone now. And while I would love to say that that was my handiwork, it wasn't. I removed a bunch of the dent and started trying to learn some paintless dent repair. I did pretty darn good. I was getting there. It was far from perfect. I was getting there, but I found the door with the hood, got the door home, tested the door card. Turns out it was an NB1. If anybody knows the difference between the NB1 and NB2 doors, the lock or the door pull is moved an inch back. So I'm glad I checked that before actually doing the door swap. I just pulled the card and matched them up. So anyway, let's fast forward. Some guy in LA got a hold of me and said, hey, you have the door I need. Do you want to do a trade? And I'm like, well, because I had listed it for sale, I was just going to sell it, cut my losses, and try and repair what I had. Anyway, he sent me pictures of it, and I'm like, is it the same color? He said, yes. So he sent me pictures of it, and I was like, I'd be down for a trade, but I was looking to sell it. If you want to drive, we can trade it. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll make it out there. Let's do it. And so he drove out and he swapped the door with me. And then this last run, of getting things done to the vehicle, I had my mechanic has body shop guys too, and so he gave me a great price on doing the door swap and moving all the existing interior components, the locks and the latches and the speakers and everything. Swapped it over because it was then for doing back in the shop for doing the last bits of engine work. So anyway, I went over, we did suspension, bushings, ball joints. I'm going to check my mic battery here because my last one died on me. It seems to be good. So we did, what did I say? I'm having a moment here. All right, so it's easier when I'm looking at the vehicle. We started with a transmission service, differential service, AC service when I first got it. And then we did tires, brakes, rotors, also new suspension, ball joints, bushings, everything, did all that. And then I opted to do a new clutch pack because after contacting the previous owner and getting some of the detailed records from him, we established that it was the original clutch. And you know what? I wanted a fresh clutch, my own fresh clutch. I'm the only one that's had it. I know all the history behind it. So it was kind of grabby. It wasn't slippy the way it was. It was a little harder to go into gear. So I just think it was time. It was 144,000 miles. It's an old car, old clutch. So opted to put a brand new clutch in there. And I don't know what that dude's problem. He sat there in the dirt just staring and then punched it. Ruining my video, bro. Anyway, sorry, I keep checking my mic here. Is it? Yep, apparently it's still working. I really hope so because I just recorded 20 minutes of footage earlier and I had no audio freaking 1/3 of the way through it. That was fun. Anyway, so put it in for the new clutch pack. While they were doing the new clutch pack, we found obviously a leak in the rear main seal, and there was a leak in a coolant passage that's on the back side of the engine. So we fixed that while we were in there because if you're in it, just fix it rather than have to go back to the shop and have it all torn down again. So in the process of doing that, we ended up aggravating other leaks on a 24-year-old engine, which is potentially to be expected. We sealed off the main weak points. And so now that those were nice and tight, we aggravated the other weak points. So put it back in the shop because one of the weak points got aggravated was the factory oil cooler, which are nuts. So we upgraded the oil cooler and opted for a full engine reseal. So they pulled it all out, they tore it apart, all new gaskets, all new seals. Didn't rebuild the internals. Internals are great. They're in great shape, car's running fine. So didn't rebuild, resealed. So like I said, all new gaskets, cam seals while they were in there, timing belt, water pump, everything just flawless. And because I'm going to shout out to my guy Daniel and his team out here in Lake Elsinore, All-Star Automotive. Make sure that they get this. Yes, it's still green. Okay. Shout out to Daniel and his team at All-Star Automotive for the work that they've done. He don't have time these days or bandwidth to do this stuff in my garage anymore, so he's my go-to mechanic. He takes care of all of our vehicles, my family's vehicles, heck, our RV, everything. He is able to do all of it at a good price. He stands by his work, and he's an honest guy, and he's a local guy. So I local businesses, and I trust him. If you got a mechanic you can trust, you never lose that mechanic. So anyway, shout out to Daniel, All-Star Automotive, Lake Elsinore. If you're out in this area or you're looking for a trustworthy mechanic, he's worth the drive. So anyway, back into it. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood here because I do need to show it off. Stripped down, tore apart, reseal it, and then they painted the block, painted the valve cover, asked me, colors and everything. Block I wasn't sure of. Originally I was like, you know what? We're gonna go black on the block. And then this guy's like, I don't really see the details of the block if you go black. So they sent me some pictures. He's like, you know what? I actually did a gold one and it was really sweet looking. And I'm like, you know what? I'll let you use your judgment on the block. I trust you guys, but I do want my valve cover red because it's a tuner. You gotta have a red valve cover. Anyway, so they did all that. Let me pop the hood here, which is gonna be really difficult to do while holding a phone, I fear. Ow! Ah! Okay, awkward position 8. Oh, and there we go. Let's turn. Can you see it in the glasses? Can you see how pretty it is? There it is. All right. So like I said, they detailed and cleaned everything, painted the valve cover, It's all clean. I know people are going to freak out. They're going to be like, isn't that the original radiator? It's in way too good a shape to be the OG radiator, but it's doing great. No leaks, have no issues, so I'll keep an eye on it and I'll replace it as needed. Well, didn't realize, yeah, I did the hoses and stuff like that too, which doesn't surprise me. And I don't know if you guys can see it in there. Probably not. You can't see the block very well. There we go. You can see it kind of in there a little bit. Anyway, you have to trust me that the block is gold. I was sending me pictures and everything of the process of all of it, and these guys killed it, man. It looks amazing. It is something now that I would love to be able to pop the hood and show off. Before it was just, I cleaned it a little bit, but now it's quite the sight to behold. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this up now, because people are gonna think that I'm stuck here. There we go. Right, so turn the camera around and there she is. There you go, guys. That is the updates on the 2001 NB2 Miata. Looking amazing, at least looking absolutely stellar. I love this little car. It is so weird how much fun and joy this little car brings me. You know, I've got my bikes and stuff. I love those. Those are different. That's a whole different thing. But thanks for watching. I think that's all I got right now. I'm gonna go drive down Ortega and enjoy the heck out of this little car. And also I got a couple things on my list when I get home. A couple light bulbs that are need to be done. I want to tidy up the door and I want to put a coat of wax on this thing, because as it stands now, really happy with it. Not rushing into repainting it because it is in amazing shape. We are going to same color. Paint's in great shape, so maintain at this point, wax it and keep it looking good. Eventually, I'm thinking maybe a reshoot. That would be the most cost effective, and I don't hate the silver. I like the silver. I think it looks good, looks sharp. It's an OEM color, and we're going for, you know, kind of factory fresh. So might have to refinish the headlights again. I've done them a few times, still not pleased with them, so either a refinish or a replacement. So got guys pulling into here on their bikes, getting ready to take pictures and stuff. That's a bee that almost just went up my nose. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, and I'll catch y'all later. Deuces.